Now for Miracle Principles 25 and 26. Miracle Principle 25. Miracles are part of an interlocking chain of forgiveness, which, when completed, is the atonement. Atonement works all the time and in all dimensions of time. This principle lets us know that the atonement principle, which is an essential part of the Course's true forgiveness process, works every time it is applied and works through every dimension of time. Now, isn't that exciting to know that every time you apply the atonement, healing is occurring in your mind? As a reminder, the atonement principle is simply that we never left God. This one true idea undoes all ego-based ideas and is therefore the core of genuine healing. As mentioned previously, time is not linear like we experience it. Time is actually holographic. When we forgive and apply the atonement, we are healing our minds, and through that healing, all of our other physical life experiences are positively affected. We are not always aware of the healing that our true forgiveness does, but this is where trust in the Holy Spirit is essential. We have to respect that we are only aware of so much at this point in time. So as I always like to say, you never lose when you apply true forgiveness. You are helping yourself and the sonship as a whole through every dimension of time. Miracle Principle 26. Miracles represent freedom from fear. Atoning means undoing. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. In this principle, we are shown that miracles have nothing to do with fear and everything to do with love. All things which we would deem negative in this world derive from fear. As mentioned before, fear is the thought system of the ego. Miracles are outside of the ego's thought system and therefore are free of fear. The next portion of this principle states that atoning means undoing, and this is always what we're trying to accomplish with the ego, undo it. We don't want to get mad at the ego or perpetuate it in any way, because that makes the ego real in our minds. Remember that the core of forgiveness is that this world never happened, so we don't want to make it real. We don't deny the world because that would be denying the power of our minds, but we do recognize that we can see it differently and with the Holy Spirit. When we hear of something tragic happening in the world, what we want to do is turn to the Holy Spirit in our right minds, who will interpret what we are seeing as a mistake to be corrected instead of something for us to be afraid of or angry with. So the key thing to remember with miracles, forgiveness, and all aspects of right-mindedness is to not see the ego and the ego's version of things as real. We want to turn everything over to the Holy Spirit, where things are either seen as true or false. As the Holy Spirit interprets things for you, the ego is undone in your mind through the atonement principle that only God and what God has created is true, and that nothing else is true. Then our minds are released from the ego's perception.